Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a video carousel for Instagram. Let's go! Now, as I said in the intro, we're going to be making a video carousel for Instagram. It should be able to work for other social media platforms as well, probably TikTok. But this is mainly a plan for Instagram, so it should look something like this.
So it's race day morning and we've woken up and it's
Alton Park. It's my first time here.
So since our video release of Donington Park,
But before we get into the tutorial, I have a Hot Wheels that's right next to me. Every video when I'm in the studio, I put a Hot Wheels car there, a different one from my collection. You guys and girls have to guess which Hot Wheels it is. So here it is. Leave a comment below of what you think that is. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. Let's jump into the computer. So first things first, we're in Photoshop. We basically need to have Photoshop and whatever editing software you use. The first time I ever done this was on Premiere Pro, so I know it definitely works on here. But today I'm going to be using DaVinci because that's what I've been using for the past couple of years. The principle is the same, but first things first, you need to make your carousel, so your image carousel within Photoshop. So as you can see here, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see I have a canvas that I have created that's 5 times 5 by 4, and I've got these grid lines. I'm not going to do a tutorial of how I made the grid lines and everything else like that, but basically you come up to here, make some guidelines. There are plenty of tutorials of how to make a picture carousel that's pretty easy. So basically I have a custom setup already, and then basically I will add the images that I'd like. So as you can see here, the blue guidelines are each image of how they're going to be exported, and I try and leave a little bit here overlapping to try and make it so that the viewer can see that there's another picture coming. And then this one's obviously a double one, and then again an overlap here. So I've got my 5 images. Now what you're going to do, once you've moved them around, got them exactly where you want to be, because I have these guidelines here already that I have there in a specific ratio, you come up to here and go to export and go save for web, and it will come up like this. The reason why you do save for web is that when I actually save it down here, it will automatically slice them exactly where you need to be. Now what I used to do with carousels manually is I would just do a 1:1 crop. So I would do like 1 pixel, not 1 pixel, let's just say it's 10 centimeters that way, and then do 50 centimeters all the way across. So once I've chopped them up from 1:1, I know that they're all going to match. The trouble was that it was never precise. Now with this method, with having the guidelines that's already predetermined by Photoshop, you know that they're going to fit no matter what. Now that's the Photoshop part. I've exported them and it will bring up something like this. As you can see here, we have the images exported. They're not the best images, but this is for demonstration purposes only. Now what we're going to do is bring those into DaVinci. Now I'm using my part 2 or episode 2 of Against the Grain. If you don't know what that is, I'll link it up here. It's basically my new documentary series that I'm creating this year for the Army sports car racing team. So because I've got 5 images, I want 5 videos, and as you can see on here already, I've set it all up, but I'll explain what I've done. I took the whole episode timeline. Obviously this is going to be different for whatever you're doing, but I took the whole episode timeline, I picked the different sequences that I wanted to suit, and then as you can see here, just here, look, I've included the JPEG, or in this case the GIF. It would be a GIF export because it's for web, but I've brought in the image and I've put it on the bottom layer. This is an important part, the bottom layer, so that it is the dominating image, if that makes sense. Let's see if I can bring it up here. So you can see here, look, this is going to be your video, and then the background is the carousel that you exported. And then you can see here, as I'm scrubbing along, well, I'll play a little bit.
A new track. It's been quite like a roller coaster going up and down some of the hills here, but just
having playback issues as per usual when I add a JPEG or whatever into DaVinci, but you get the picture, literally, no pun intended. So as people are scrolling through Instagram, you're getting an image like I saw, like I showed you, and then you're getting the video underneath to explain what's going on. I've only ever done this once before. So I did this a while back on my Instagram for an Alpkit tent review. I did loads of images of the tent, and then I just put the review over the top for Instagram, and everyone seemed to like it, to be fair, so happy days. But as you can see here, I've basically got 5 segments that I've chosen for something that obviously I want to show off and bring to light. It's just something different that not many people see. I was going to say for whatever reason, but it's because I think it looks good and it's very different, that people will like the contrast of images and video. Once you have got everything sorted and everything is good to go, no random graphics because you've copy and pasted it from something else. For example, on mine I had the track time that was completely different scale because you're now doing a different aspect ratio for the grid for Instagram. And get a notebook or put it in your phone for these details, or I'll put them up on screen. But a 5:4 aspect ratio in 4K is 3072 pixels by 3840 pixels. So that again is 3072 pixels times or by 3840 pixels, and that should give you a 4K 5:4 aspect ratio, not a 9:16, 5:4, which works better for because you're doing a post. It's going to be a post that people are swiping and not a carousel, and that's the reason why I've chosen that aspect ratio. And Instagram informs me, I need to test this out, but if you don't see this on my Instagram page, then you'll know why. I read online that Instagram will allow you to have 60-minute posts, which I'm not 100% about that, but I've done some tests already, not with this particular carousel, but with other stuff, and it seems to work out fine. So no dramas there. But that's pretty much it. What you're going to do is you're going to export 5 individual videos, like you did 5 individual images, and each individual video obviously you're going to upload. Just make sure that you upload them in the correct order, because sometimes on the camera roll, for example, on your phone, it can when you're picking them, it can provide them to you in the wrong order, and then the carousel will just look weird. So if you're doing a video that's chronological, of like a good scenario you could do with this is a setup of how to do things, like 5 steps of how to pitch up a tent, or 5 steps how to change a wheel, and you might do an infographic as your back, like the instructions, and is the background layer, and then you might want to do a video of how to actually do it as your top layer. I've literally just given myself a good tutorial thing to do for Instagram, so that's good. It's a bit of a faff, not gonna lie, to do all of this, whilst I was getting all the layers squared away and making sure everything was sorted so that this tutorial wasn't too long for you, I've got everything prepped. My light actually just did one, like it just ran out, so that's great. But like I said, that's pretty much it, and I'll show you now what that looks like once it's posted on my Instagram. Comment below your thoughts on what you think this carousel Instagram stills video beast looks like. I think it's really good idea. I should probably do it more often, but like I said, it is a bit of a faff to do. But once you've got all the layers sorted, and you do it a few times, it's pretty quick, especially with the slice tool in Photoshop, and then making sure that your videos all nice and neat and you don't make any mistakes. Just make sure once you've exported it that you have a run through before posting it, as always, just in case you've got any blank frames or anything like that, because you might be shifting the timeline, for example, and things are just out of sync. So just make sure before you post on Instagram that the video actually makes sense. I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs, but it's easily done when you're potentially trying to edit something extra from an output that you've already put all of your cognitive brain matter into, and you're trying to do something quick. Not talking from experience at all. Anyway, like I said before, comment below what you think this is. Like, subscribe, save, all of those cool things, and please hit me up on my Instagram on Petrolhead Productions UK on Instagram. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I shall catch you in the next one.